is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Enterprise A 2.0 tutorial, episode 1. I'm Zero Elite, and I just want to thank you guys very much for tuning in today's episode. And if you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and helping me in supporting the channel. I can't thank you guys enough for that. So, as you guys have seen, we have hit 1,000 subscribers. And I just want to thank the community very much for supporting me through this entire 10-year journey to get to this point. I've been talking about this since day one, that Enterprise tutorial would be coming. And so those of you that have been waiting for it, today is the day. So, without further ado, we're going to dive right into this thing. So kick back, relax, and let's get this going. So, the first thing we're going to want to do today for the Enterprise A 2.0, you're going to want to go on Google or whatever search engine you're going to use, and you're going to want to enter in Pixel Circle Generator. You pull that link up, you're going to do the width and height, 125 by 125. I talk about this a lot in a lot of my other tutorials, but if you are newer to this, with doing pixel circles, you might notice in my window here, I've already taken the liberty of putting in our width and height. You can see my render. I have it showing up with a thin border, and I have this set up this way for a reason, so I can see my x-axis point, and which is, in other words, where you imagine your circle cut into 4 pieces. Each center, these are considered dead blocks, so you're not going to count those in your building process. But to try to help you out and save you a little bit of time, you do not need to enter in, or let me rephrase, you do not need to take down this entire template. All you need to do is just go off of one slice. So imagine upper right hand corner right here. We're going to take this template and we're just going to use this one corner, and we're going to repeat this same process 4 times. After we do the first one, then we're going to do the same thing but mirrored going downward, because both patterns match one another. And then we're going to do the same thing for the opposite side. Now, a rule of thumb, one thing that I like to do as I'm building out my pixel circle generator, or excuse me, as I'm building out my pixel circle from the generator, I like to do 2 sides at once, or you can even do all 4 sides at once. Because remember, if we do one thing on one side, do it on the other, and do it when it's fresh in your mind. So let's go ahead, and now that we've explained this a little bit, we're going to start building this out. I'm going to be jumping ahead to where this has already been done. I'm not going to show this live. I've done a ton of these live, and if that's something that you're needing to see, then I'm going to refer you to some of my previous tutorials. So we've already skipped ahead now to where I've built this out. Now, one thing you're going to notice, I did build out my x-axis point. So my straight line dividing up my circle. You want to do this also. This is going to be helpful later on. Everything is going to come back to that x-axis point and helping us to keep everything center on this build. So once you've done that and completed your circle, we're going to go back now, and now we're going to do another pass, and we're going to add 1 row of white concrete blocks going all the way around. So we've already started our circle with concrete blocks, and then we're going to do a row below that. Once you've done that, then we're going to come back and we're going to add another row going off of our very first circle, but we're just going to be adding a layer to the outside of that. And you're going to want to do that going all the way around. Once you've caught up, then we're going to continue on to the next point. So you can see I've already gone ahead. I've finished this going all the way around. Follow your cut line. If your cut lines are not matching up, then you did something wrong. So follow your cut. So now we're going to be going down and in one with the cut. Again, following our cut line, we're going to do this going all the way around our saucer. Don't need to build this going all the way around for you guys. I'm just showing you this as an example, but as long as you follow this step, You cannot make a mistake. Follow your cut line. Follow your template. Do this going all the way around. Once we've completed that, we're going to pop off to the next step. Same deal. We're going down and in one with the cut yet again. And you're going to want to repeat this same step going all the way around our saucer. You're going to see a couple of differences with this tutorial as opposed to my other ones. We're really going to be rocking and rolling on this. You're not going to see me building out a ton of this stuff in real time like what we're doing right now. And like I was saying earlier, reason for this is that it's very, very cut and dry what we're doing. So in these cases, I don't have to show the whole thing. But just to reassure you, in areas where we need to show all of that, I got you guys, don't worry. Think of this whole tutorial series. This is a loose guideline to help you on your journey of building your own Enterprise A from the Kelvin timeline. You can follow what I'm doing block for block, but if you're needing somebody to tell you the entire templates, everything, this isn't going to be so much for you, because my style and how I do this tutorial, I'm a very visual person, and these aren't things that I go into, with an exception of like our overall diameters. Once we get outside of that, or I should say inward, doing our interior, we'll see that being less and less of a factor. Reason for this is just how I build. I eye a lot of this, and I'm trying to show you guys exactly how I do this. Now, getting back in briefly what we got going on here, you can see we went down and in one again with a cut, and then we did our half slabs. So now we're going back to the pixel circle generator. We're doing 105 by 105. From there, so now we've got our new pixel circle outline. But you're probably asking yourself, Zero Elite, how the heck am I going to get my placement on this? So all you're going to have to do, again, going back to our x-axis point, from the very center, you're going to count out 52 in all four directions. On the 50-second block, that is your starting point. As long as you're counting out 52 in every direction, you will be perfectly centered. Now, someone might ask, well, Zero Elite, that's only coming out to 104. Your numbers are off by 1. Well, you're not taking into account the dead block in the center. And when you add that dead block in the center, it'll bring us up to 105, and we'll be perfectly matched up. So you want to go ahead and do that in every direction, counting out 52. And you can see here, just like in Voyager, I have these numbers listed here. I'm trying to make this more visual for you guys and make things a little bit easier. So if you feel that how I'm doing this circle now, giving more of these visual cues, is helping you out, let me know in the comments section. I'd actually be interested, because I spent a lot of time critiquing myself in my tutorial process and thinking of ways that I can just make this better for you guys. So don't be afraid to give me constructive criticism. As long as you're nice about it, I have no problem with that. So now you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going off of my 50-second block, and I'm building down one block below our very bottom row here. And not doing anything crazy. We're just counting down 4 blocks. And then when we're now that we have our new line set up, now we're going to go back to our pixel circle generator, and we're going to build off that template. And again, remember, you only need one of those 4 pieces of your circle, and you're going to mirror that 4 times. The template is going to remain the same. And if you don't believe me, check the patterns. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This is one of the things that, I try to do with my builds, building smarter, not harder. And if I can impart any of this onto you guys, these are things that I try to do, because, like I said, I'm not one of those people that I try to safeguard or keep my process away from people. That's not helping anybody. I like to share and help people as best as I can. So I've showed you the starting and bottom point for these two corners. So I've got my beginnings here of where we're going to go into building out our next circle. And you're going to want to repeat that same process on all four sides. And again, just following your cut line. But as long as you have your starting point, you're going to be in good shape. You can see here I actually made a mistake. I went one too high up, but we're only going to be going one up from the cut line. Because essentially what we're doing is we're making a transition point for our saucer, so that on the saucer section she will start to curve upward, and then on the belly of the saucer she'll start to curve downward as we get to closer and closer to our center. That's looking pretty good though. Not gonna lie, I'm digging how we're doing this, because typically if I did all of this in real time, this would probably take about 2 or 3 episodes to do, and we're still in episode 1. So very cool how far we're able to get in such a short period of time. But anyway, moving right along here, I told you we are rocking and rolling. We are going back to our pixel circle generator again, and now we're going to pop in 85 by 85. Once you've got that in, we're going to go ahead and go back to our build, and we're going to start building out this new row. So now you can see I've already taken the liberty of counting outward to get my new starting point. So you can see that we're going to be building out 42. And remember, do not count your dead space block. This does not exist. But you're going to want to do 42 in each direction. And that'll give you 84. You add on your dead block, that'll bring you to 85. So our placement will be perfect. Do that for all 4. And then we're just going to keep this going. Now we're going to reestablish again our x-axis point, but for the bottom. Because again, this is going to help to maintain accuracy on our saucer. Super important to have this. But one thing I do want to throw out there, that everything that you see me doing here today, this is not an end-all be-all process. These are just all the steps that and things that I've learned over a 10-year period that works best for me when building in Minecraft. But with that being said, everybody's going to have their way of doing things. So with that being said, if there's a different way that you want to go about this, I say go for it. If there's changes that you're wanting to make as we're going, go for it. Who cares? At the end of the day, what matters most is that you're having fun with this build. And if you want to make some changes to it, nobody on the face of the earth can sit there and tell you that you can't do it. When I first started doing these videos, I used to have a bunch of people that basically tried to act like canon police and telling me that, oh, this ship never had that. You can't add that on there. Says who? Says you? Not me. I don't mean that to come off in a negative way, but at the end of the day, these ships are not real. For playing in a fictional universe, do what makes you happy. If you want a perfect one-for-one ship that has all that stuff, I say go for it. If you want something where you want to add in a 70s disco bar inside your Enterprise, go for it. Who cares? Do whatever it is that's going to make you happy. But hopefully, I'll be able to give you some cool ideas and things that we can do along the way. As we get through this tutorial series, you're going to see that there's not going to be a ton of interior that we're going to do. We are going to get into some of that, but I'm going to save most of it for potential season 2. Now, briefly getting back on what we got going on here, you can see I'm not really jumping into it because I've already explained this process twice already. So this is what I mean by going into this, that we've already done the same thing twice over. We're just repeating the same process over and over again. And when you start to identify your process and what exactly you're doing, these are key things in your build that are going to help you to ensure that your build comes out as good as possible. But I do think that's going to wrap it up for us today. We shot through episode 1 like that. Now, if you did enjoy this content today, if you can help me out, hit that like and subscribe button, help me in supporting the channel. I can't thank you enough for that. New subscribers, don't forget to hit notifications on so as get notified when those new videos drop. Also, be sure to join the Discord. I'll have a link in the description below. But if you guys have any questions regarding today's episode, be sure to drop a comment below. I definitely love hearing from everybody. And yeah, that's going to be it. I just want to thank you again for tuning in today's episode. I hope everybody has a happy and safe week. And I'll catch you in the next episode. And of course, what did you make in Minecraft today?